Hello everyone, welcome to Beasnael, We Are Not the Same. For episode 2 of my conversation with Connie Chiume, Kahiso Modupe, and Reginald Raphael, please tune in and let us know what your thoughts are, how you've enjoyed the show, what you've learned from the show. And in these times where we are watching our brothers and sisters in Nigeria go through what they're going through, let's all unite and see what we can all do together to eradicate poverty, to eradicate greed, and leave something for our youth and the next generation. With that said, Beasnael, we are not the same. We stay united. We stay peaceful. Enjoy the show.
So I'm going to ask you, I'm going to change the subject a little bit. We lost a major icon recently, August 28th. And I was very personally touched because of who he is and what he's done for the diaspora. But also, Connie, you were part of Black Panther. We lost Chadwick Boseman on August 28th. How has that affected you? And also what's, the effect that it's done on who you are and what you're working on?
I cannot even begin to describe that Saturday morning when I woke up to those news. I was so hurt, so sad, and I had to go on set that day to go and shoot. I don't think I have even recovered from it, even up to now, because everything I see on Facebook, on social media, it's still about this young man that I met on set who was so down to earth, so humble, and someone who didn't have any diva tendencies. In our industry, there are protocols, so especially when we are doing big international movies, where sometimes you are working with someone, but you don't even have access to that person, because immediately when they finish this, the scene, they are just rushed to their cars and all that. But Chadwick had time for us. And I thought maybe he did that to me. But since he passed away and I've been reading tributes and everything, I realized that he cared for everyone on set, irrespective of the role that you did. As a person, he was such a good person. And I'm not saying that because now he's not there. I'm telling you something that I experienced, and it's coming from the bottom of my heart. But besides being that kind of person, professionally, when he got on set and he started working, you could see that now you are working with a professional, and you better also, make sure that you up your game. Because he's there, he's a lead, and when you look at him getting into it and getting serious about it and putting all his talent and all that he has into the work, then you know that you also have to up your game. And besides that, we are saying he's still our king. Black Panther brought something to us as the diaspora. It revived us as people from the diaspora to say, you know what, we are the original people of the earth. We are the people who created a whole lot of things in Mhlabeni. And it removed the myth of Africa being, or the diaspora of being this place where people are just hungry and they're just fighting and there's disease and all of that. It made us very proud. It woke us up. If maybe I should put it that way, it woke us up as Africans to say, you know what, we are Africans and we have contributed a lot towards the civilization of this world. Right here in South Africa, we have a place called Mapungubwe. where African people used to go to the bowels of the earth to go and unearth gold from underneath the ground, miles and miles and miles underneath. So what Black Panther did to all of us as the diaspora, it's something that we'll never forget. And you know, one of my producers, I was reading something on Facebook. He said his nephew asked him that, Uncle, is Black Panther dead? And he said, no, he's not dead. He lives right inside of you.
Amazing.
And I found that so profound, because actually, yes, he is living right inside of us.
That's right. Wow, that's powerful. I mean, I feel like, you know, we could talk and go on and on about the effect of who Chadwick Boseman is and what he's done with Black Panther. But
Yes.
my personal experience
Yeah.
is it made me appreciate every single culture and tribe that we have in the continent. But also it made me understand that our culture in general is touches on clothing. I keep going back to the fashion, the arts, the makeup, the remedies, even the food that was discussed in the movie. You know, it's quite
Everything.
interesting. You know, they talk about being a vegetarian. I was like, what?
Everything.
You know, but I'm going to let Kagiso, as a producer, touch on how the passing of our brother Chadwick Boseman affected him. And also, as a young Black producer and actor, what are your thoughts about the future on actually what filming is?
I'll tell you one thing. One of the things that I am on this continent is somebody who's changing the game. You know.
Oh,
just,
yes.
Love that.
on the African soil. You know?
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, he is. Yes.
Love it.
And when you look at how, for me, I brought
Little charge.
moving around to the States, you know, to look for funding, and I was offered funding, which, I mean, if it turns into rands, it's a lot of money.
It's
a
TV.
But I wasn't really happy with how things would be going, you know, and how you know how things were being dictated to me as an African from the guys who were in the US, you know. And for me, I'm saying that, and I said I'm not going to literally sell out, you know. And I went back home. I declined all those offers, and I went home and I sold my house. I sold everything, and I made this film. And I went back to the US to conquer the US. Do you know what I mean? And so that's what we're saying, is that this is us trying to show that, you know, as Africans, we have it. And for me, how I see it now is that the US has run out of ideas. And that's why you see a lot of collaborations with American artists who are trying to collaborate with African countries, with even South America. You know, it's because they've run out of ideas. You know, and so if we don't stand up as Africans right now and say, this is who we are and this is what we can offer, and understand our value, then we're just going to, you know, really just sell out again, the same way that, you know, our ancestors are kind of, you know, sold out to America, you know, slavery. It will take us back to slavery. So that's where I stand with it. And this is not me fighting the system, but this is me correcting the system, and actually saying that we are worth so much.
Wow.
And if we don't start accepting it, then you know what? I'm cool. I'd rather be broke, and I'd rather be broke, literally.
Wow.
I mean, I'm the first Black producer. I'm the first producer in Africa, you know, to pay royalties. You know.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. There's no person who's done that in Africa. So let's go ahead and just raise our flag, you know.
Right.
And when it comes to the passing, you know, of our brother, for me is, I've learned that from him. I've learned humility. That's all I learned from him.
Right.
Humility, and he understands that if you humble yourself, then blessings come to you.
Right.
Amen.
It doesn't matter what religion you are. It doesn't matter where you come from. But if you humble yourself, then you get to learn life. And he learned from Denzel, himself,
Yes.
where Denzel did not even know that he's making a difference, but he humbled himself.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm humbling myself to the industry. I'm humbling myself to the craft, and I'm being, human
Wow.
and having humility.
Yeah, I mean, there's power in this room. There's power in this room. No, I am so impressed with you. I met your beautiful daughter and the whole cast of your movie, Losing Lorado. But also what I thought was really, really interesting is how you related with your little girl and just explaining things to her as you went along. And I think you touched on an important subject about being who we are as Blacks in the diaspora, right, Reggie? About just, being humble. But I'm going to get back to you on that because I want Reggie to answer the question and about what he thought about, how it affected him, actually, Chadwick's passing. But also, just tell us, talk to us.
It affected me just like the producer. I don't want to butcher your name. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna say it.
Just try, Reggie. Try.
How you say it? How do you pronounce it?
Cajizo.
Oh, Caizo.
Yeah.
Yes.
Caizo. I know how to say it. But no, just to piggyback on you. No, Chadwick Boseman passing. It was just it hit me because even before like during the whole movie, it's like I've seen all his other movies as well, and all his movies has been leads, and I just like a strong, positive person, and on top of that, it's like hearing all these stories of how humble he is and how he kept his illness a secret, you know what I'm saying, but still kept on working, and I appreciate his strength because that's how I feel sometimes, because you don't know what a person is going through sometimes, but yet they're still pushing through. So all that time he just pushed through, and at the same time, even though people were assuming and saying a whole bunch of stuff about him, he just kept on going and just stayed nice and stayed humble. So I really appreciate it. So it really hit me hard, and it just made me feel like we lost a really good person. You know what I'm saying? Like another good person. But at the same time, it's like I feel like his legacy will go on. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people like him out here that don't know, So
his legacy will go on. You know why? Because we're still talking about the movie. Not only that, but it changed the whole way of how we see things in terms of the Black culture, the African culture. And I keep saying that because somebody asked me, they were like, "Can I go to Wakanda?" And I'm like, Wakanda is non-existing, but Wakanda is you, And